Hey guys, Desolator Magic Time, and I'm here. Wait a minute. Please enjoy the music while I check what the name of this series actually is. Welcome to Storytime with Des. Or is it Desolator? You know what? I already closed the tab. Now, this story was actually requested, unlike the last three, which were really random. In fact, I think in the comments section, a couple of you requested that I retroactively don't make the video. I'm not sure how that works. Now, if you've been following me on Twitter, you might want to reassess what you do with your free time and the value of it. But you would have been following a little bit of a narrative going on between me and an eBay problem. I did not know that eBay problems could escalate this badly, but let's be honest, I'm the one who escalated it. But then again, if anybody's really caught on to my personality at this point, I don't think you'll be very surprised. So I have an enormous store on eBay that buys cards, and I wanted to make this whole video, I'm just going to say it right now. Over 1,000 people have asked me where to buy cards from me, if it's a website, if it's a store on eBay, whatever. The reason I don't tell people is because a whole bunch of you are complete dicks. You would order something from me, file a fake complaint, I would get like 5 to 10% complaints based on sales volume, and eBay would suspend my account. Also, you would all have a return address that is vaguely related to me. So unfortunately, I am not going to tell anybody where I sell cards. So a while ago, I was on eBay and I listed a really expensive item worth about $200. It was a very popular item, so it sold really quickly, like 5-10 minutes or something, which is always fun. They paid right away, and I'm like, hey, I like to ship stuff right away. In fact, I usually ship things twice a day during the busy season. So we're talking trips straight to the post office morning and evening. Now, I've had very few problems, with the exception of one thing. 100% of me and my friend, who's sort of like a business partner, 100% of our foreign sales have been people trying to rip us off. 100%. We have sold 0 items internationally and had them not try to scam us. So we no longer ship internationally, so since then I've had 0 problems, other than people whining about like cards. Oh, there's a little microscopic nick in the corner. I'm like, whatever, princess. Other than the stuck-up people who are clueless and don't know what the hell they're talking about, or return an item because they didn't know how it worked, because we sell other things in cards, we've had no problems. In fact, I have perfect feedback. But then one Saturday night, I sold that item that was turbo expensive, ran it straight to the post office, 7 o'clock at night. And Sunday morning, I was notified by PayPal, because they pay with PayPal, that the payment was suspicious or potentially fraudulent. I looked it up, I'm comparing the names and everything, the emails, yeah, it's a stolen account. Now here's the fun part. It's a stolen account with a fake, invalid, non-existing email, but an email verified account, and the shipping address was verified even though it didn't match the billing information on PayPal. So good job, PayPal. Way to take security seriously. Way to earn that 42% customer satisfaction rating that you had like 10 years ago, and I still use that stat. Now, what makes this even more fun is a couple months ago, eBay split off from PayPal. They just ejected them because they're terrible and they were sick of dealing with their crap. Which is weird because they bought them. They merged. I don't understand it either. I don't see the benefit. All it did was make my crap 1 to 2% more expensive to sell. So that's nice. It only hurt them. Anyway, the stolen account belonged to some lady, but then there was a guy's name on the account, and then the shipping name was a third name, and it wasn't even a name. But we ship stuff to military bases, we ship stuff to apartments, colleges, just timeshares, weird stuff. So we're used to seeing really abnormal shipping addresses with numbers and codes and stuff on it, whatever, and acronyms, company names, whatever. It's not that unusual. A lot of them are hobby shops and stuff. So unfortunately, I'm like, oh my God, a $200 item just went out to Oregon, actually it was. And I'm thinking, well, I might not have the person's valid information, but I have where they live or where they work or something. And I thought, somebody's being all cute shipping it to their work, thinking that's going to save them. Hell no. Well, unfortunately for me, it's a self-storage facility. Isn't that clever? So the unit number was the unit number of the self-storage facility. And the name was just gibberish. It was just a couple letters and stuff. It wasn't even a real name. There was some kind of weird ID number, probably to track who they stole it from or what the auction number was or something like that. I don't know how the hell eBay let this happen, and I'm twice as shocked that PayPal let this happen. And PayPal, if you're going to catch it like immediately. Like, what the hell? I know that they didn't wait for the person to report the money stolen because nobody on a Sunday opens their online banking, has it be updated, and shows a PayPal debit. So I'm pissed. PayPal basically freezes my account, which is great because you guys know I'm just so rich. I just got so much money floating around. Don't even know what to do with it. Totally don't need my PayPal account to operate at all. Totally didn't just happen right in the middle of Eternal Masters. So I'm pissed. I'm like, okay, what should I do first? Let's see. PayPal was requesting the tracking number so that they can see if the item left not or if I still have it or whatever. So I give them the tracking number. I'm like, yeah, it's on its way. Great. Added some extra details like, yeah, this looks fraudulent. Here's where it's going. It's a storage facility, whatever. So I thought, okay, what's the best, fastest way to most effectively 100% get my product back? Obviously, drive to Oregon with every gun I own and get it back. That's how I would have handled things, but it was a really busy week at work. Also, can't really bring my gun on a plane. Really, really long drive. I underestimated that drive time. And I was kind of overdue for an oil change. I'm like, okay, whatever. Let's call the owner of the storage facility. So I called them up. It's like this old lady. Her and her husband run it together. Very, very, quaint and small townish, which it is, by the way. And I'm like, hey, they paid with a fraudulent PayPal account. When you get this package, here's what it should say. Here's what the return address is. Here's what it looks like. Send it back. She's like, nope. We are under obligation to give this to the clients if it shows up. Like, I only have your word on it. And I'm thinking, yeah, but you're about to have the police's word on it because if this doesn't go anywhere or whatever. But I could get why she wouldn't, believe me. But she could have looked up the from number, saw that it matched what I said for the address on the, the from address and all that. But yeah, she didn't want to just arbitrarily send it back. I think she was just too cheap to pay the frickin' return postage. Oh, I just realized I forgot something. Monday morning, I went to the post office, 8 a.m., and said, hey, is it still here? No, it's shipped out. I'm like, what the hell? The Dropbox says it doesn't leave until, today at, 4 o'clock or some dumb thing. I'm like, nope, that would have shipped out Saturday night. I'm like, Saturday night? I dropped it off at 7 o'clock at night. How the hell did that leave on Saturday? You guys aren't even open. Nothing operates, and the Dropbox times don't say anything about Saturday. Oh, no, it left. And then it turns out, yeah, it probably did. So they told me to go online and do a package recall. And I did, but just in case it didn't work, I also called the lady at the storage facility. So now we're back on track. So she wasn't giving me anything, but I'm sitting there kind of, being polite. I don't want to be like, they're a bunch of criminals. I'm going to, have you go down with them and you're going to be all in the investigation. Threats don't get you anywhere, even though, I was a little bit pissed. So I told her, hey, what do you know about these people? Like, what's up with them? Is it this name or this name? Or is it, and they're like, no, well, it's these lovely Oriental folks. They are so polite and so nice. And they get shipped in a whole bunch of stuff. They get shipments from everywhere. And we just put them in their storage facility and then they ship them out somewhere else. And they said that they call themselves emules. I'm like, okay, emules are illegal, but okay. That's like a criminal term, but go on. And she's going on about how nice these people are, and I'm just shaking my head like, no, they're not nice, they're criminals. So not to be racist, just to be completely realistic, in my industry with what I was selling, if you're getting scammed and they're Asian, that's a bad combination. That means you are never going to see that item again. It's actually an extremely high theft item for people who are either in the country illegally and shuttle things back to their home country or operate an illegal ring that sells this kind of stuff, in America, pretending to be the brand name, and they make counterfeits of it kind of, and it's that kind of thing. They all pretend to be legit businesses, but at the end of the day, they just steal stuff and resell it. So this particular field that I sell in, other than cards, very, very high theft, very, very targeted by Asian markets. No, it's not like baby pandas or something. It's a little bit more mundane than that. Dude, if I had baby pandas though, oh my God, I would have one channel for each of them. They would be in every single video. I don't even care. It would be Overlooked but Awesome as the cute little panda eats the card. So anyway, I'm really glad that eBay completely screwed up my template and accidentally made me send it with priority mail. So it turned out I kept watching the tracking, and I'm like, dude, Monday frickin' morning, 9 a.m., I paid like a ton of money on the US Postal Service website to get the package recalled. And I'm watching it. Oh, it's going to this hub. Now it's going to there. Now it's in Oregon. Now it's out for delivery. And I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. It's out for delivery. Are you kidding me? So then I talked to the owner again. I'm like, hey, I filed a package recall, so it's supposed to come back, but I heard it's out for delivery. So if your mailman shows up and like scans it or whatever, which is honestly more of a FedEx and UPS thing, but if the US Postal Service somehow scans it right when they deliver it, then tell them to look really closely at the screen because it's supposed to be recalled. In fact, the people at the post office told me that the next time it is scanned, a big alert will pop up on the scanner and say, return this to the sender immediately. Well, apparently a whole bunch of comfy union 30-year heavily pensioned idiots who work for the government missed that little alert, made its way, scanned it, 5 times on the way out to Oregon, and then got scanned to send out for delivery. So, I had already filed a police report at that time. Well, okay, I should back up. I tried to file a police report by calling the city and the county that this resided in Oregon, and they weren't very helpful. They said, yeah, you're going to have to file it locally first, and then they'll have to send the info over to us. That's how that works. I'm like, oh, that kind of makes sense. So I call my local police. They show up real quick because they're awesome. I've got every detail like in a frickin' binder. It was like some report you do in college. Like, it was super nice. It was a corporate presentation of these stupid frickin' Asians trying to rip me off. Oh, pardon me, Orientals. So he had everything to get the ball rolling immediately, but I mean, it was too late at that point. It was already like out for delivery. So then I get a call from an Oregon area code, and I'm like, sweet. And so it's the lady from the storage facility. She tells me, hey, our package delivery person showed up today and said, hey, I had a package for you, but I got a call on my cell phone from the supervisor at our local branch and said, hey, this one package, find it and send it back right now. I don't care if it's out for delivery. Mark it with red tape, stamp it, and send that sucker back. So I'm starting to think that some police called some other police, which called them, because that's a little more effort than they were giving the first couple times they scanned it. It's a bit above and beyond, but I appreciate it, mostly because I would have sued everybody involved. Seriously, nobody steals from me. I don't care if it's $5 or $200 that I desperately need. I would have made the people involved pay, trust me. So it takes forever, but just yesterday I finally got my item back. It really took a while for them to process. It's like a salmon trying to swim upstream when the stream's really used to go in one direction. The post office is not a very efficient network. Oh, and it cost me a lot of money to do that recall. I'm so glad they're taking my theft so seriously in that they took the opportunity to make a profit off of it. That was very kind of them. So I told the lady, oh, that's great news. That's awesome. Thanks for your help, even though she literally did nothing and refused to help. And then she told me, oh, so I left a note with your name and address and phone number on it in the person's storage unit to explain the situation so that you could work it out and figure out, why it was a fraudulent payment and if it was like a mistake on PayPal or not. And I'm like, what? You did what now? You left my contact information, my frickin' blood type, my list of fears and everything about me on a note. You left it in the criminal storage unit for them to find and read in response to why one of their packages is missing. Oh, that's awesome. Thanks for the help. That helps me out a lot. So, dusted off my Type 3A body armor that I have laying around, because who doesn't? Merca. And just so happened that I know somebody who's selling some guns. So I went to a gun broker, a bit of a private dealer actually, unofficial, non-FFL. Not that I wouldn't pass a background check, you guys know that I have a concealed carry permit. Oh, and a completely blank criminal history, which I'm very proud of. You're probably like, oh, Des is such an upstanding citizen, what a nice guy. No, I just haven't gotten caught for a bunch of crap. Like I said, I take security very seriously. So I bought this ultra hardcore frickin' AR-15, man. This thing, 30 rounds, 5.56, 223. It's capable of firing even plus P high pressure rounds. Doesn't care about hollow points. The grain variance because of the twist level in the barrel, very, very, very generous, I guess you could say. The iron sights on this are amazing, so I don't even need to buy an optic. Now, I don't know if you guys have seen it or not. I don't remember. I bought this like freaking janky, like Brazilian imported pirate gun. It's not really a pirate gun, but honestly, it's a pirate gun. It's an 18.000001 inch barrel, 20 gauge brake loader shotgun, non-pistol grip actually. That was kind of weird. They didn't even bother putting like a little aiming bead on the end of the barrel. You're on your own. First time I brought that sucker to the gun range, all 3 of the first slugs went like 4 feet above the target. It's certainly a fun gun, but my 12 gauge is a little bit more accurate, plus tube fed. I just bought it. Well, I didn't buy it. I actually traded a laptop I fixed up for it. So, trade laptop, get a pirate gun. I mean, that's what you do in America. So I had to trade in that gun, plus the nice little butt stock holder thingy for the shells, plus the case, plus 70 shells, which I got a deal on anyway, because who the hell would own 70 shells otherwise? Oh, wait, you guys probably saw that video. And over a pound of solid silver, and you may recall it's not a great time to sell silver value-wise. Plus, that stuff was so heavy my pants were falling down. So I'm like walking in there with my pants falling down, holding some ghetto import Brazilian pirate gun, like, hey, I need to trade this for an assault rifle. By the way, the AR and AR-15 does not stand for assault rifle. It stands for Armalite rifle, which is what I bought, an Armalite M15. Those guns, dude, so freaking amazing. If you're going to buy one AR, buy that one. Oh, and if you live in some liberal hellhole out in Europe or something where they don't even allow guns because they feel like they need to toddler-proof the whole country and then the terrorists have them anyway, move. Then buy an Armalite M15. Or just do what the criminals do and own one anyway. So this thing is like mega awesome, but I had to pay a little bit of cash for it, plus a lot of silver that I really shouldn't be getting rid of, and my favorite ghetto crap pirate gun. It was actually my least favorite gun. But I loved it for like novelty reasons. Also, we had it set up in a very special way to shoot a YouTube video that's not going to happen now, so that's a shame. So you're probably thinking, oh, Des, you're overreacting. You really just wanted to buy a rifle, which, yeah, I did. But you guys don't understand how this works. From her description, at least 5 or 6 people operated out of that one facility, and they're foreigners. And they're from the place where a lot of the stolen crap goes. That isn't good. Now they got my phone number and address, plus my personal information, everything. I mean, the eBay, the PayPal transaction, and the lovely sticky note she left in their storage unit. So if they're small time, they're just doing this, trying to get away with it being sloppy, because honestly, they got caught by PayPal. That's not good, and I doubt that they got arrested yet. I got to follow up on that. But if they're small time, they're probably just going to be like, oh crap, heat's on, we got to run, bail, set up somewhere else. If it's part of a larger criminal group, which is much more likely, they're going to come after me personally. Thus the body armor and the M15. Trust me, a 30-round mag is not even sufficient for the type of people that are probably coming after me. They'd have to be bent on revenge, and it's not like I killed anybody from their group yet. So hopefully that doesn't happen in reality, but yeah, they know where my shop is. That's not good. So this was all happening right in the middle of the busiest week in my entire shop's history. That is 13 years. It was 4 or 5 times the normal customer volume, and all my assistants were like on vacation or sick or whatever, busy, whatever. So it was all on me. I'm working, 16-hour days straight, and then somehow getting YouTube videos out, barely. Everything sucked. Couldn't have happened at a worse time. And now the remaining cash that had to go to the rifle basically comes out of the new camera fund, so I'm sure y'all appreciate that. So I just found out today, yeah, PayPal's just straight up taking the money back. They're just like, yeah, well, looks like, tracking-wise, you got your item back, so screw you. But not only that, but they sent me the most insulting email I've ever seen in my life. They were giving me security tips on how I need to prevent this from happening in the future, and how it's basically my fault. It's my fault that they verified a false email, verified a false shipping address, and then let them pay with somebody else's bank account. That's on me, apparently. I would say 50% of the time when I sell an item on eBay, the information on the PayPal address is different than the shipping address. That's just how families and businesses work, okay? So that's a load of crap. I mean, they're just basically trying to flip it on me so that I don't get pissed at them for taking my money away. Now, if the item would have been delivered, I guarantee they would not have given me my money back anyway. Companies like PayPal and companies like, Visa, MasterCard, all them, and all the smaller transaction people, they all complain about, we lose 40, 50 million a year, 500 million, a billion, $1 trillion a year on fraud. No, every single time, if I run a stolen card, at my shop on my credit card terminal. Oh, you should have checked the signature. Oh, well, you're out the money, you're out the property. Every single time it gets offloaded to the business. 100% of fraud that I've ever heard of in my entire life gets offloaded to the business, aka the victim. The criminal runs off with the item and we get nailed for it. Absolutely unbelievable. So I would strongly advise, along with everybody else on planet Earth, not to use PayPal. In fact, eBay, I believe, now lets you just natively check out with a credit card and it's all run through their processor. I don't know how safe and secure and stable that is and what happens with like refunds and stuff, but honestly, they cannot do worse than PayPal. If you have a bunch of money sitting around in PayPal, don't bother. Just don't even bother. Take it all out, put it in a real bank, because they will lock your account, they will screw with your funds, they'll let people steal from you, they just don't give a crap. Oh, and all that is just my opinion and my own assessment of PayPal, not intended to be taken as an actual review of their services, and blah blah blah, legalese, don't sue me. PayPal knows at this point I don't have any money. They are privy to that information. I have never once been ripped off buying cards on eBay or selling MTG cards on eBay. Even with this happening, my type of item I was selling, which is not a card, was a very high theft item, very high fraud item, and I really should have checked out where it was shipping since the shipping address looked weird, but I should not be working that late on a Saturday, but I was, so I was already pissed off and in a hurry. Still, 100% PayPal's fault, don't get me wrong there. But everybody says, oh, eBay, I don't respect eBay. eBay's nothing but scammers and counterfeits and this and that. If you are not a complete and utter idiot, you will just look at their feedback score. I mean, people complain, oh, I bought a bar of silver on eBay and it was filled with, lead, mercury, whatever, gallium. I don't remember what they put in there. That actually sounds more expensive. I'd say tungsten, but I think that's expensive too. Guess what? Don't buy from somebody with 10 feedback, okay? Eventually somebody's going to chop one open because they're like $17 a bar and say, hey, this is fake, report them, and their account goes away. Nobody has 1,000 feedback and sells fake gold bars. Or silver bars, or magic cards. I mean, once in a while they're dumb enough to get caught, but if they have a long history of selling like $300 cards, I don't think you have to worry about them. You still should be super vigilant and check everything you get, but I haven't run into that problem, but it's no surprise I don't buy expensive cards. Only one time have I really had a problem, and it's those morons over at Troll and Toad, those pro SJW, let's drop Jeremy, run away scared so we don't offend people, idiots who run Troll and Toad. They did not properly protect my foil time-stamped promos, and they got completely demolished in shipping. There was a huge crease down 2 of them, and there was no point in trying to get a replacement because it was the last 2 available in the entire world on all of eBay. Thanks, Troll and Toad. Screw you too. So as long as you avoid idiots like Troll and Toad and people with like 5 feedback, you're pretty good on eBay. A bunch of YouTubers have been talking crap about eBay and saying, oh, I only use TCG Player. You know how many bad stories I've heard about TCG Player or, God, Puka Trade? Yeah, I'm going to stick to eBay, thanks, where it's 100% safe, except for Troll and Toad. Seriously, screw you guys. Somebody tweet this video at him. I want him to hear this. Nobody ever shop at Troll and Toad. Don't do business with them at all. They are incompetent, careless idiots. This video has been sponsored by me. So for now, I'm going to be a little bit on edge about anybody pulling up in a suspicious looking vehicle or jumping out with AKs. I can't really think of a more Asian gun, actually. So that sucks, but, there's certain laws about when you... I don't give a crap what citation they'll give me. So that's the wonderful world of PayPal. If you want to end up wearing body armor and have a loaded AR under your counter, use PayPal. Otherwise, don't. But for MTG transactions, pretty good on eBay. I mean, I got years of buying and selling cards on eBay, no problems. It's always a smooth transaction, unless it's Troll and Toad, but let's be honest, if you bought directly from the website, you'd pretty much get the same thing. So here's hoping I don't get shot by, quote, the Orientals, and I'll see you guys next video, hopefully.